What's up, guys? This is Prop Master with your NFL Sunday edition of Gimme Props. We're dishing you guys 3 free props we love, 3 free absolute winners. We expect them all to cash. Let's get after it. So this first one was featured in JA's NFL Player Performance podcast. Make sure you check that out. Tons of good content on there. We break down the games. We banter back and forth, give each other some shit. Make sure to check that out. We're going to start here with the Steelers and Raiders game. It's supposedly going to be an ugly game. The total sits at just 36.5. So it's going to be tough sledding on some of the overs. Thus, we hammer the under. We're looking at Justin Fields under 189.5 passing yards, and I really like this backed statistically. So Fields looked nuts the first few weeks of the season. He managed the Steelers offense well. He was 3-0. Everyone's high. Now he's coming off 2 straight losses. The whispers are in his ear. When is Russell Wilson coming? Is Wilson going to replace Fields? They're going to give him a shot. He has a line sitting, pretty low for the NFL standards in 2024, but it's low for good reason. Las Vegas only gives up 201 passing yards per game, and trust me, they aren't going to give up big air yards against Fields. He's historically struggled to find consistency throwing the ball in Chicago. He's not really that much better if you pass the eye test this year. Pittsburgh's going to hammer the rock against the Raiders' run defense. They're not great there, and Fields has gone under this number in 3 of 5 games. 2 of them he was way under, just 117 yards and 131 yards, almost high school numbers, not going to lie. Last week we saw his completion percentage drop to 55% against Dallas. High stress throws coming today. Tomlin's not going to give him the opportunity to go over here. He's going to game manage, lock in Justin Fields under 189.5 passing yards. All right, for free play number 2, we're going to the Green Bay Packers game. Last 2 weeks, I've given out free winners. I took Aaron Jones to torch Green Bay 2 weeks ago, Josh Jacobs to go over his line last week. We're going with another Packer, but this time an under. We want you to take tight end Tucker Kraft to go under 41.5 receiving yards. I feel it's a sharp play. Public's going to be all over his over because he just had 88 yards and 2 touchdowns last game with an outlier catch of 66 yards from broken tackles. There's talk he's the next best fantasy tight end. He's Packers tight end of the future. That's all great, but it's a little bit premature to say that. Again, public play is going to be the over here. We love you guys to take the under and be sharp on this one. Arizona defends the tight end position okay. And Tucker's, he works hard, but he just doesn't have the most God-given talent out there. So he's going to get his catches. We think he's going to be in the range of about 30, 35 yards here. Again, under 41.5 yards is your play. Lock it in. All right, guys, third and final free play. I love the running back position in the Cleveland Browns-Philly Eagles game, and it might not be the spot you think, which is why it's going to be sharp. The Browns' offense has looked absolutely disgusting. People are calling for Jameis Winston to take over for Deshaun as he can't do anything on the field. Regardless of what happens there, we like Jerome Ford to have a decent workload running the ball. His line is low because people know long-term Nick Chubb's coming back, but we don't know where that stands, and we don't really care because we think it's going to be a slow process. But the Browns think, they're going to play it conservatively, and Ford should get the bulk of carries. He's actually sneaky good this year, averaging 5.2 yards per carry, and he's gone over 42 yards in 4 of his 5 games this year on small rushing attempt numbers. So we expect them to pound the rock a little bit more against this Philly defense, giving up 130 rushing yards per game, ranking 21st in the NFL. We have Ford projected for about 50, 55 yards on the ground, which is a huge advantage over the line. When I initially put this in earlier this week, it was sitting about 41.5 yards. I think you can even get it less at about 39. Lock in Jerome Ford over 39.5, 41.5, whatever you can get it at. Take his over and thank me later.